briefly. Hey, fabulous year. Exciting year, memorable year. I think, it's hard, I suspect that no team in the history of Pope John's ever gotten as far as you guys did in the playoffs.
That's
And the way we did it, the two wins, and one against St. A's, and then to beat All Faiths back to back, that was fabulous. It was just fabulous.
Yeah.
Nothing quite as fun in my book as beating St. A's. Except perhaps beating All Faiths. So sure, it would have been great to have won. That would have been fabulous. But that day, how much fun was that day with the crowd packed and the gym rocking? It was great fun. And
You're welcome.
It did.
And your mascot.
The mascot.
And the mascot.
The mascot.
A few things
But
to
the
say with
mascot
each
died
one of you.
towards the-
And then I've got a team picture here. You'll see the team picture. If you ever need to be reminded just how yellow the gym is. Pope John, look at the team. Silly awards for everybody. And Katie, by the way, did these very nice for you.
Oh, very good.
So, Matthew, Matthew, so in terms of, I was thinking what awards I could give Matthew, and one I thought was most likely to be yelled at by his father. That was one of them. Another one was most likely to have a ball go off his face in the championship game, but to control it. That was very nice. But then when I was thinking about Matthew, I really thought he was a great defensive player over this year and over many years. But I really thought was exciting, Matthew, for this year was to have you miss the whole year, really the whole year, played one game, but then to come back and play the playoffs and play the way you did with smart. Matthew, this is the comeback player of the year.
Should that be the Schwarber Award?
And while I'm giving out awards to members of my own family, I thought everybody, the fan base for this team in Pope John was fabulous. It made it a lot of fun, everybody here. But I will say, Peter with the Panther suit.
There we go.
Pride of the Panthers right there.
Panther Hall of Fame.
Pride of the Panthers. Thank you very much. If Matthew got the next up, I'm going to talk about David here. If Matthew got the award for most likely to be yelled at his dad, or during practice, maybe David would get the award for most likely to be yelled at his dad during a game. Perhaps. But when I think of David, play, I think of him coming in. I think of the defensive spark, oftentimes. And what I really think of when I think of David, there's many times when I'd be watching David play, and the ball go off the rim or something, and all of a sudden there's like three enormous guys, and all of a sudden David's got it. Like, what's going on? How did he do that? And it happens time and time again. He gets it down low, and I think it's because he's just he's a heady, smart guy. So I thought the award I was going to give to David is the pound for pound rebound. Because he's one of the smaller guys on the team, but he really was excellent at getting and Evan, a couple things about Evan. One, I was thinking, gosh, I wish Evan could have made it more. That's one of the things I think. But then when I really think about it, I was thinking you're so grateful for the times we did have it, because Evan, you're such a committed hockey player, but still you made time for basketball, and so I really appreciated the time. Yeah, and Evan's also a 5-year player, if I'm correct. You were on all 5 teams, am I right? So 5 years Evan played, and so I was really grateful for the time that he was able to play. I will say about Evan, when he played, it was really rebounding. He was really fierce, down under. So I think about Evan, and I think of Evan and rebounding in hockey. So I figured I'd give Evan the On the Boards award. On the boards. Emmett. So where's Emmett? Emmett. So Emmett, I think Emmett is similarly, coming off the, with David a little bit, coming off the bench, intense, good energy, lots of times, defense, good rebounding. I think Emmett, you had one game. I think you had 6 points. It was one of the games at our gym, right? Who was that against? I can't remember. I don't remember, but I remember that he could score, he could do a lot. But when I think about Emmett, over the years, really what I think of is what you see right now, the way this kid smiles. He just, anytime, any practice, any game, he just bees, and I always valued that about Emmett. So the Big Smile Award goes to Luke. So Luke. And again, I think of Luke reminds me a little bit of Emmett too. But I think of Luke. One of the things I think of is Luke. Coming into practice, big smile on his face, running up the stairs. He always ran up the stairs in practice. Hey, coach, right out there. I also think, of course, about Luke, about that championship game, coming up the bench, hitting that shot from the outside. That was fabulous. Mostly what I think of with Luke, I think Luke would tell me he took 600 shots, at home, apart from practice. And in practice, he was the same way. He was as focused a player, as we had in practice, shot after shot after shot, and he switched them, bang, bang, bang. So I think Luke for that kind of persistence, that kind of practice, that's really that's in basketball or anything you do. That's the way to do it. So Practice Perfection Award goes to.
Oh, that's parenting.
Music.
The first and only technical foul. And, it was indicative of the way he plays, which is just hard. I think also, another word I might think about for Dan is, I'm not sure, he might have fouled out the most of anybody in the team. I'm not sure, there's one other candidate for that potential honor. But really what I think about with Dan is, that what I said, the physical play, the energy, the hustle, and I was talking to, Dylan's not here, but I was talking to Dylan's dad one time. This is a couple of years ago, I think, maybe 7th or 6th grade. And Dylan's dad said to me, he said, you know what I tell Dylan? I said, Dylan, watch what Danny does. Watch how Danny reacts to things. Watch how every time, he's just hustling, he's not arguing, he's not fighting. He just plays hard. And so I thought for Danny, the Attitude Award, because that was I thought Dylan at Caproni's. I thought I'd talk about Joe a little bit, and if I could read my own writing there, it'd be better. But Joe, when I think about Joe, a couple of things. One, I think maybe he's a contender with his brother for the most often fouled out. But again, that was because you play hard, and you played underneath a lot. You're often our only bigger guy down there. You're playing their other team's biggest guy, and that's what happened. And you play hard and you hustle. When I think about Joe, and I'll think about Joe, thinking back, Joe always really knew what was going on in the game. Joe would come a timeout or something, he'd sit down, and other people would be talking. I'd be, trying to think of something to say. Joe would say, "Here's what the other team's doing on offense. They're playing this way, or they're playing a 2-3." And I'm like, Joe just really knew what was going on, all the time. And so I wonder if so this is the end of the Caproni era. I wonder how many basketball games the Caproni boys. I wonder if that's like a league record or something. Certainly, I probably pulled down record. Well, maybe the Dotsons would challenge you. So anyway, I was going to give Joe the Head in the Game award because Joe always really over here. And I was thinking about what award can I give Roger. One is who's the most likely to fly through the air, bang on the floor, slam his head and his leg and his arm, and pop right back up and go, play defense. That was certainly Roger's style. And Chris would observe about Roger. He just keeps going. He keeps going. Whatever it is, underneath, rebound. Put it out, rebound. He's just fighting, making his skill half court, dashing to the. So it was just a joy.
That block.
It was a joy to watch. Block, yeah.
Block at the end.
Yeah, block at the end. And it's the hustle, and I think of the Roger, the Battler Award. He's just constantly battling. And as I said, it was really a joy to watch. So. I thought a couple awards, a couple of possibilities for Perry. One was the George Stephanopoulos Award. And why George Stephanopoulos? Because Perry, he's a commentator. There'd be discussion. He liked to discuss things. So I thought about that. The other thing about Perry I thought would be a good award is that like the counselor award. And the reason I said the counselor award is because everybody always wanted to talk to Perry. All the refs, before the game, after the game, all the players, everybody always had something they wanted to say to Perry. He's always very patient, always very just listen quietly. It was interesting for me to see. So, but I thought maybe I'd give Perry. Obviously, I gave him the Wow Award, and why the Wow Award? Well, to some extent, it's obvious. It was the skill. Some of those plays, the wow, you just thought to yourself, there was a game against, the first game against St. A's, where Perry scored 45 or something, and just shot. It was just really wow was kind of all you could say about that.
And 44 the second time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. The other wow was to say, okay, the second game was just as spectacular. We won the second game by 10 points, and it was because it was that wow, but also it was the distribution, and it was getting the other. It was really so to see that the progress, through the year, the two games. I thought that's why I thought. So the wow award was appropriate for Perry. Last two, Dylan's not here. I was going to give him the Sweet Shot Award. He certainly had a sweet shot. And then maybe I'll close with Jack. And a couple things about Jack. One is, I think of baskets. We had 5 years of playing. Not everybody played 5 years, but 5 years of playing. I think of Jack. I think my favorite basket in the whole time was when Jack hit it against St. Joe's. And it was the score was tied. It was the third quarter, and Jack, I think you bank it in. You were kind of from the left side. I don't remember. It went in, and we won. So anyway, Jack, I remember that very well. And I think about Jack. I think of Jack. I really grateful. Jack kept after it, kept working late in the one of our last practices. I remember we were doing a passing drill or something, and Jack. Came down the floor, and I said to the boy, I said, do it just like Jack did. He passed it. He just snapped his wrist or whatever. And I thought to myself, that's excellent. So I think Jack, the persistence award, you're keeping after it, and for working hard throughout. So Jack. Everybody. So praise are different because I couldn't get 11-1. So maybe just one last Panthers on 3, and then we'll call it a season, folks. So all right. So I would say it's very much been my pleasure to coach you. I know I speak for Mr. Hitt and everyone else as well. So all right. How about everybody together with the Panthers on 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3.